So let us start with this question. Again, a question based on Bayes' theorem. There are 3 bags given, X, Y and Z. Bag X contains 5 1 rupee coins and 4 5 rupee coins. Y contains 4 1 rupee coins and 5 5 rupee coins. And Z contains 3 1 rupee coins and 6 5 rupee coins. A bag is selected at random. That means out of X, Y and Z, the probability of me selecting any one of the bags is same. So it is going to be 1 by 3. And a coin is drawn from it at random and is found to be a 1 rupee coin. So that means the coin, the final total probability of me finding a 1 rupee coin has been justified here. Then the probability that it came from bag Y. So very easy question. Let's say this is my bag X, this is my bag Y, this is my bag Z. For me to choose any one of these bags, they have told us that all these 3 bags are chosen at random. That means the probability for me to choose any one of these bags is going to be same for the other as well. So it is 1 by 3, 1 by 3, 1 by 3. Now what have they told us? That bag X contains 5, let's say, let me write it here, 1 rupee coin, and here we have 5 rupee coins. So in bag X there are 5 1 rupee coins and there are 4 5 rupee coins. In Y there are 4 1 rupee coins and 5 5 rupee coins. And here we have 3 1 rupee coins and 6 5 rupee coins. So this is 1 rupee, this is 5 rupee, 1 rupee, 5 rupee. Now what have they told us? That we have to find basically first, as per total probability theorem, let us find out the probability of finding a 1 rupee coin from each bag. So from here, finding the probability of 1 rupee coin is going to be 5 by 4. From here, 5 by 9. It is going to be the total number. From here it is going to be 4 by 9 and here it is going to be 3 by 9. So what is the total probability of me finding out a 1 rupee coin? It is going to be 1 by 3 into into 5 by 9 plus 1 by 3 into 4 by 9 plus 1 by 3 into 3 by 9. So what am I going to get from this entire calculation? 5 plus 4, 9, 9 plus 3, 12. 12 by 3 into 9, 3 4s. So from here we get 4 by 9 to be the total probability. Now this is the total probability of me finding a 1 rupee coin in any of these 3 bags. Now they have told us that we have already found out a 1 rupee coin. Now we have to find out the probability that it came from bag Y, given that we have chosen a 1 rupee coin. So it is going to be probability of the entire pathway of Y. The entire pathway of Y is 1 by 3 into 4 by 9 upon probability of finding a 1 rupee coin is 4 by 9. So 4 by 9 cancels and 1 by 3. This is our answer. Very easy question of Bayes' theorem. The only thing is that you must know how you can apply such type of theorems. Let's look at another question. Again, a question of Bayes' theorem. A company has 2 plants A and B to manufacture motorcycles. 60% are manufactured at A and the rest are manufactured at B. That means, again, if let's say this is my A plant and this is my B plant, for me to get into A it is 60 by 100, which is 6 by 10. For me to get into B, they've told us that the remaining are manufactured at B. That means 4 by 10 percentage of the motorcycles are manufactured at plant B. Now they've told us that 80% motorcycles of A are of standard quality and 90% of B are of standard quality. Now a motorcycle is picked at random and the total production, and it is found to be of standard quality. That means our total probability is for us to find out the probability of finding a standard quality motorcycle. So from A, finding a standard quality motorcycle, it is going to be 80%, so 8 by 10. I'm not simplifying this further by dividing by 2 because I'm letting the denominator remain 10 for all these 4 values so that my calculations become easier. And here we have 90%. That means I can take this 9 by 10. Now what have they told us? So first let us find out the probability of finding a standard quality motorcycle. Standard quality motorcycle would be 6 by 10 into 8 by 10 plus 4 by 10 into 9 by 10. From here, what do we get? 8 6 are 48. 48 plus 36, we get 48 plus 36, we get 84 by 100. So this is our probability of finding a standard quality bike. Now they've told us that we've already picked a standard quality bike. Now what is the probability that it was manufactured at plant B? That value they've given us to be P, and we have to find 126P. So for the probability of it to be manufactured at B, given that it is a standard quality, this would be equal to the entire pathway of B, which is 4 by 10 into 9 by 10 divided by our probability of finding a standard quality bike, which is 84 by 100. So from here, this is nothing but our small p. So from here, what do we get the value of small p to be? We are going to get it to be 3 by 7. See, 10, 10, 100 gets cancelled out. 4 21s are, 3 7s are, 3 3s are. So 3 by 7. And we have to find 126p. So for 126p, we have to multiply this by 126 and we get our answer to be 54. This is our answer. Again, a very simple question. You can solve it within less than 1 minute. So let's look at another type of question. Now this is a good question that was asked. This was a lengthy question of probability that was asked in previous year. The coefficients A, B, C in the quadratic equation are chosen from this set. Now that means A can be any value from this set, B can be any value from this set, C can be any value from this set. Now they've told us that they are chosen from this set, all these three values. That means all these three can be same as well. It is not like if A has been given the value 2, that means B and C cannot take the value 2. B and C can also take the value 2. So they can be same as well. And we have to find out the probability of this equation having repeated roots. Now there is a concept of quadratic equation also involved here. I hope you all remember, whenever we have any standard equation and we have to find out whether what type of roots they have, repeated roots, real and distinct roots, or imaginary roots. So we find out the discriminant, and here the discriminant D is going to be B square minus 4AC. And for having repeated roots, I hope you all remember, D must be equal to 0. That means B square is equals to 4AC. That means B is equal to 2 root under AC. So from here we've gotten this information. Now we have to take up a lot of cases and find out whether what can be the values of A, C and B that satisfy this equation. So first we know that A and C, both multiplication must be perfect square, because B is of course you can see it is also a natural number. So if AC is not a perfect square, that means B wouldn't come out to be a rational number, it would be irrational. So that is why we have to make A into C to be a perfect square. So what are the cases, or what are the values of A and C that we choose such that it becomes a perfect square? So A comma C, what are the values that we can choose? Either we can assume it to be 1 comma 1, it can be 1 comma 4, it can be 2 comma 2. With 2 we can also take 8, 2 8 is a 16. Now let's take A to 3. From 3 it is going to be just one value, 3 comma 3. Now let's take 8 4, A to be 4 and B would be 1. If we have 4, then we can also have 4 comma 4 as well. Then we have 5. Then for 6 we have 6 comma 6. 6 with 1 2 3 4 does not satisfy, so 6 comma 6. What else can we have? 7 comma 7, and with 8 comma 8 would also satisfy. So sorry, 8 comma 2 would also satisfy. So from here we've gotten 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 values of A and C that can be a perfect square. Now once these are perfect square, I hope you all remember, we have to find out the multiplication with 2 as well. It is multiplied, its root is multiplied by 2 as well, or we can simply say that A and C is multiplied by 4. Then we have to find out the value of b that would satisfy this equation. So for 1 1, when a and c is 1, that means we have b square is equals to 4, so b can be equal to 2, so this one is satisfied. Now let's check for 1 comma 4. For 1 comma 4, we would have b square is equals to 4 into 4. 4 4s are 16, so it is a perfect square. And what would be the value of b in this case? When this is 16, so b would also become 4, so this is satisfied. When we have 2 comma 2, again b would be equal to 4, this is also satisfied. When we would have 8 comma 2, now what is happening is b square is equal to 8 2s are 16, 16 4s are 64. So what can be the value of b that satisfies this? 8, and 8 lies in our set, so this value would also come in. 3 3, b square is equals to 4 into 3 into 3, so 4 3s are 12, 12 3s are 36. B's value can be 6, so this one is also satisfied. Now 4 comma 1, if 1 comma 4 was satisfied, so 4 comma 1 would also be satisfied. 4 comma 4, now if b square is equals to 4 into 4 into 4, so from here b would become 2 into 2 into 2, 8, so b is getting satisfied, so this one is also there. Now 5 comma 5, b square is equals to 4 into 5 into 5, so 5 5s are 25, so we get b square to be 100. That means b's value has to be 10, and 10 is not in the set, so 5 comma 5 gets rejected. Again for 6 comma 6, if we take 6 6 are 36, 36 4s are, it's going to be more than 64, so 6 comma 6 is also rejected. 7 comma 7 also gets rejected. 8 comma 2, since 2 comma 8 was taken, so 8 comma 2 will also satisfy. 8 comma 8 will again be rejected. So from here how many values we are getting? 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. So there are, so total favorable outcomes are coming out to be 8. That means there are 8 cases of putting the values of a, b, c, where this equation, which is of having repeated roots, is justified. Now what is our total possible outcomes going to be? Total possible outcomes, what is it going to be? Our total possible outcomes, whether I can assign a with 8 values, b with 8 values, and c with 8 values, so it is going to be 8 into 8 into 8 for a, b, and c. So our probability of finding repeated roots becomes favorable outcomes by possible outcomes. Favorable outcomes are 8, possible outcomes is this, so from here we get 1 by 64 as our answer. So this question was fairly a good question. This was of course a lengthy question when you are in pressure situation while solving the JEE Mains paper. This type of question generally people leave it and then come to it later on, because this of course is a lengthy question. However, if you look at this, the concepts that were used were very easy, but again, since it's a very lengthy question, that makes this question ultimately a difficult one. And also this involves for you to know the concepts of quadratic equation as well as probability. So again, a question you should practice once or twice, more than once. So let's look at another question. 3 rotten apples are accidentally mixed with 15 good apples. Assuming the random variable x to be the number of rotten apples in a draw of 2 apples, the variance of x is. So we have 3 bad apples, we can say, and we have 15 good apples that we can say. Now we have been told that we have to assume the random variable x to be number of rotten apples. Now they have told us that we are drawing 2 apples here. So basically what we have to do is we have to draw a table like we used to do where we had learnt about random variables and probability distribution. So this is my, let's say, x. This is my px. So x can be 0. In a draw of 2 apples, I can have 0 bad apples, I can have 1 bad apple, or I can have 2 bad apples. So there are only 3 cases possible in this entire situation. They haven't told us anything about whether what we are drawing, whether it is a bad apple or a good apple. So since there are only 3 cases, so we can take all these 3. Assuming that we have 0 bad apples, what would be my probability of drawing these 2 apples? It would become 15c2 upon 18c2. I hope you are getting it. I'm not drawing. Now here there is a concept of permutation and combination also applied. I am not drawing even a single bad apple. That means 3c0 and I am drawing all good apples. Both the apples that I'm drawing are good. So I'm taking 15. From there I'm taking 2 apples, so 15C2 divided by total outcomes. So that is 18C2 since it is probability. Now what if I draw one bad apple? So that means I have to draw one bad apples from the 3 and one bad apple, one good apple from the 15 upon 18C2 again. And let's say if I'm drawing both the bad apples, so this would become 3C2 upon 18C2. So this is how my probability distribution is calculated. Now I have to basically find out the variance. So first let us find out the mean for this equation. It is going to be summation x px. So what do we get? 0 into 15C2 upon 18C2 plus 1 into 3C1 15C1 upon 18C2 plus 2 into 3C2 upon 18C2. So this is going to be my mean. Once I calculate it, what am I going to get after the entire calculation? E of x is going to come out to be 1 by 3. So this term is entirely 0, so this gets cancelled out. 18C2 can be taken as LCM. 18C2 is nothing but 9 into 17. So from there, again, calculating mean is very easy. This is just our PNC concepts that we are using. Or let me just show it to you. This is going to be 3 into 15 upon 18 into 17 by 2 plus 2 into 3 into 2 by 2 upon 18 into 17 by 2. So from here we can take LCM and calculate the entire answer. 2 and 2 would get cancelled out. 3 would cancel this 6 times. 3 would cancel this 2 times. 2 and 2 would cancel out. This would become 5. So we would have 5 by 17 plus this would cancel this 9 times. 3 3s are 9. So we would have 2 by 17 3s is 51. So upon solving this entire thing, what are we going to get? 1 by 3 as our mean. So this is my mu. Now we have to find out variance. Variance used to be my sigma square. So its formula is x px minus mu square. So let us do that. Sorry, x square px minus mu square. So what is my x square into px? X square is 0. So 0 into my first px, whatever it is does not matter. So 0 plus 1 into 1 square is also 1. Let me find out the value of x square from here. It would become 0, 1 and 4. So from here we can say that this would become 5 by 17 plus this one is 2 by 51. 2 by 51 into 2 would make it 4 by 51 minus mu square, and my mu is 1 by 3. So 1 by 9. So upon solving this entire thing, what are we going to get? We are going to get 40 by 153. This is our answer. So this is how variance is calculated. Now again, this question could have caused a little bit of confusion because they haven't told us anything about what our random variable can be. They have only told us that it is the number of rotten apples that we are choosing. So you had to take up all these 3 cases of us drawing 0 rotten apples, us drawing 1 rotten apple, or us drawing 2 rotten apples. So that is how this type of questions are solved. Now let's look at this question. Again, this is also a very good question that was asked. A tough question, lengthy question. There has been a set given which contains numbers from 1 to 2022. Then the probability that a randomly chosen number n from the set S such that HCF of that number and 2022 is 1. That means HCF is highest common factor. That means n and 2022 have no common factors. So we have to choose n in such a way that n and 2022 have no common factors. So first let us find out what are the factors of 2022. 2022 can be written as 2 into 3 into what would be left 337. So these are basically the factors of 2022. So if from this set I remove all the values that are multiples of 2, multiples of 3 and multiples of 337, then all the remaining values, of course, if those remaining numbers I take the HCF of them with 2022, it would come out to be 1, because of course they do not have any common factor with 2022. So now you have to use the concepts of arithmetic progression here. So first, let's say that there is a set M which has numbers divisible by 2. Numbers divisible by 2. So what is this set going to be? Numbers which are divisible by 2. 2, 4, 6, and this goes up till 2022. 2022 is also divisible. So how many numbers are here? So instead of counting, what we can do is we can use arithmetic progression. I hope you all remember in AP we had studied this formula that nth term of an AP is a plus n minus 1d. So let us use this formula. Our nth term is 2022. This is equal to first term plus n minus 1d, and our d is nothing but 2. So from here, what do we get our n to be? Our n comes out to be 1011. Now let us find out another set. Let's call it n. It is numbered divisible by 3. So what are these numbers going to be? 3, 6, 9 up till 2022. So now if I again use the arithmetic progression formula to find out the number of terms in this set, what is it going to be? 2022 is equals to 3 plus n minus 1 into d. Our common difference now here is 3, and from here upon calculating, what would I get my n to be? 674. Sorry, this is 674. Now let us find out another set which is O. These are numbers divisible by 337. So there are of course only going to be two numbers that are divisible by 337. So 337 1 itself and 1685. So here we have n is equals to 2. So now we found out all the numbers that are divisible or are multiples of 2, 3 and 337. Now from these three sets, what we have to do is, of course, since these three sets, the numbers that are included in these three sets, if I take HCF with 2022, it is not going to come out to be 1. It is going to be either 2 or 3 or any other bigger number, or even 337. So now basically I have to take all the numbers that are not included in this set. I have to take all those numbers that are not included in this set. So now in total I know I have 2022 elements in my set. Now can I simply just remove 1011, 674 and 2 from this 2022 and get my answer? Absolutely not. That is going to be completely wrong, because there are a lot of numbers that have been repeated twice in these three sets. Now there are going to be a lot of numbers that are divisible by 2 as well as 3. For example, 6 has been included here and 6 has been included here as well. 12 has been included in this set and 12 has been included in this set as well. 2022 itself, it has been included here, it has been included here. So that means we have to remove all the numbers that are coming common in these two series. So how can we remove that? Simply let us find out another set, let's say L, which is numbers divisible by 6. So let us do it here. So the numbers divisible by 6, what are they going to be? 6, 12, 18, and this goes up till 2022. 2022 itself is also divisible by 6. So how many elements are here? So let us use our AP progression to find out it. This is going to be 6 plus n minus 1 into d is 6. So from here we get our n to be 337. That means total number of elements in this set, total elements whose HCF with 2022 is not 1 is equal to 1011 plus 674 plus 2 minus 337. I hope you are getting how I am doing this. This is coming out to be 1350. So these are the elements whose HCF with 2022 is not equal to 1. Now again, let me repeat this portion again. there are a lot of numbers that are divisible by 2. There are numbers few which are divisible by 3 as well. Now, of course, when we are taking out the elements of these two sets, there are a lot of numbers which are having been repeated. They are counted twice. So we have to subtract once those. So what are those numbers that are being repeated? Of course, it is going to be 6, 12, 18. The LCM of these two numbers, so 2 and 3, which is 6, of course. So 6 is getting repeated again and again in this scenario. And you must be thinking that I have not included numbers divisible by 337. If I take 337 into 2, what is it going to come? 4, 7, 674. I haven't included 674 as well in this set. Why is that? Because 674 has already been included in this set. If I multiply this by 3, there is going to be a certain number coming. That has also been removed because it has been already included in the n set. If I multiply it by 4, it is again coming in this set. If I multiply it by 5, that is not going to come because it is included here. 6, and once I multiply this by 7, it is going to cross 2022. That is why we do not take that value. So you have to take and count each an element just once. So that is why we come to this number. Now we have to find out the elements that if taken HCF with 2022 would give us 1. So that would be 2022 minus 1350. And this is, so let us directly find the probability instead. So if I was to find out the probability of a randomly chosen number n, so that the HCF with 2022 is 1, that means how many elements are favorable numbers are 2022 minus 1350 upon 2022. This is going to be my answer, because these are all the elements that do not have the HCF with 2022 to be 1. And if I subtract this number, I will get all those numbers which have HCF with 2022 to be 1, and I divide it by the total possible outcomes, which is 2022, and from here we get the answer 112 upon 337. This is our answer. So again, repeating once again, first we find out what are the factors of 2022. We got it to be 2, 3 and 337. We remove all the elements from the set that have 2 in it. We remove all the elements that are divisible by 3. We remove all the elements that are divisible by 337, and we remove all the, and from that set, now from the ones which have been removed, we have to subtract all those numbers which have been included twice. That means 6 has been included twice. For 337 also there could have been a lot of numbers that could have been included. However, I did it mentally here. So I just included 337 and 1685 in the set. So that is how you find the answer. If A and B are two events such that PA is equals to 1 by 3, PB is equals to 1 by 5 and A union B is 1 by 2, then we have to find some values that they have asked us. So of course, this is a very easy question that can be solved using our Venn diagram. So first, since union has been provided to us, let us find out the intersection. So A union B has been given to us, which is PA plus PB minus PA intersection B. I hope you remember this formula. So from here, this is 1 by 2, this is 1 by 3 plus 1 by 5 minus, let's say this is x. So from here, what our x comes out to be 1 by 30. So now let us draw the Venn diagram. This is our universal that we are drawing. This is our set A. This is my set B. This is my set A, B, sample space or universal, whatever you can call it. So what is my PA? This portion is going to be 1 by 3 minus 130. So just I'm talking about PA. So it is going to be 1 by 3 minus 1 by 30. So what does this come out to be? 9 by 30, which is nothing but 3 by 10. This is 1 by 30. And what does my B value, B part only come out to be? My B part is nothing but 1 by 5 minus 1 by 30. 1 by 5 minus 1 by 30 would give me 5 by 30, which is 1 by 6. Or let me write this down as, or let me write this one down as well. 9 by 30, and this one is nothing but 5 by 30. So that my calculations become easier. So I hope you know how we have found this these values that are inside. Now if I were to add all these values, let's say 9 by 30 plus 1 by 30 plus 5 by 30, what value am I getting? 15 by 30, which is half. That means the only values that are inside is equal to 50% of my values. That means my universal also has some value, which is 1 by 2. So I hope you are understanding this part. Now let us find out whatever has been asked to us in the question. Let us do these terms one by one. They've asked us to find out PA given that B dash has occurred. So this can be written as PA intersection B dash upon P of B dash. So let us find out these values. First, let's see what B dash is. So let us draw the diagram once again for this part only. Let us draw a smaller one because we just need to find out the shaded portion. Once we find out the shaded portion, since we know all the values based on the shaded portion, we can find out the value that has been asked. So P in A intersection B dash. So what is A B dash? First, everything that is not included apart from B. This part, this entire part is my B dash. And now if I take intersection of that part with A, what is it going to come? It is going to be just this part. So that means my PA intersection B dash is nothing but 9 by 30. And what is my PB dash? B dash is of course this A part included as well as this part. So this is 9 by 30 plus the universal part, which is 15 by 30. 1 by 2 I am writing it in this way so that my calculation becomes easier. From here I can directly cancel out 30, and what am I left with? 9 by 15 plus 9, which makes it 24. So 9 by 24. This is my probability of getting A given that B dash has occurred. Now let us find out probability of B given that A dash has occurred. Now for this, the method is going to be the same. The only thing is that now instead of B dash we have A dash here. So let us again try to find out the shaded portion. For the intersection one, B integration A dash would be this portion. And A dash is nothing but the entire portion. So from here B integration A dash would become 5 by 30 whole divided by 5 by 30 plus 15 by 30. So from here what do we get? 30 gets cancelled out amongst each other. We get 5 by 20. Now what did we have to find? We have to find out the sum of basically these two values. So our ultimate answer would be 9 by 24 plus 5 by 20. Let us add these. What are we going to get? Let us take the LCM to be 480. What is it going to be? 20 times, so 180 plus 524 times 24 into 5 makes it 120. From here we get 300 by 480. So from here we get 6 5s are 6 8s. So 5 by 8 is the answer. A very easy question of Venn diagram that you had to draw and then solve it, or by using just the formulas also you could have solved this question. But again, Venn diagram is the most safest way of solving any question. Let's look at another one. If a point lies in the region bounded by y-axis straight lines, this and this, then the probability that y is less than 1 is. So again, this is a very good question. You have to draw the graphs here and find out what region they are basically talking about. So first, let's draw the graphs. This is my y-axis. This is my x-axis. So first, they've given us two lines. So let us plot these two lines in this graph. So let's say if I have 2y plus x is equals to 6, and another line is minus 6y plus 5x is equals to 30. What is my intersection point going to be of these two lines? So let us find that out so that we can plot it on the graph scale. Let us multiply this equation by 3, this entire equation by 3. So we get 6y plus 3x is equals to 18. So from here, upon adding these two equations, what do we get? 8x is equals to 48. So x is equals to 6. If x is 6 and if I put it on any of these variables, I get y to be 0. That means they are meeting, these two lines are meeting at the x-axis somewhere here. Let's say if this is my one of the lines, this is my other line, this is the point they are meeting at, and this point is 6 comma 0. Sorry for that, this is my 6 comma 0. And now since this line is the line with the negative slope. Which line among here has negative slope? Of course this one. So this line is my x plus 2y is equals to 6, and this line is my 5x minus 6y is equals to 30. Now let us find out these points as well. What is this point going to be? If I put x is equals to 0, it is going to come out to be 0, 3. And if in this point, if I put x is equals to 0, it is going to come out to be minus 5. So these are my points. So this is the entire triangle that the 3 lines are bounding, which is my y-axis. X plus 2y is equals to 6 and 5x minus 6y is equals to 30. Now they've told us that we have to find out the probability of region which is y less than 1. So y less than 1 would be somewhere here. This point here is 0, 1. This line would be y is equals to 1. And they've told us that y is less than 1. That means we are talking about this portion. It is bounded by all these lines and it is less than minus 1. That means this is the portion that we are talking about. So we have to find out the probability. So basically what my probability would become, if I say that this point is A, B, C, let's say this is my P and Q. So my probability for this region would basically be area of P, Q, B, C, P upon area of A, B, C. I hope you are getting. This entire portion is the region bounded by 3 lines, which is my y-axis and these 2 straight lines. And now I have to find out the probability of region that lies below y is equals to 1. So this is going to be my region. So if I found out the areas, it is going to be very simple for me. So first let us find out the area of ABC. It is very simple. It is directly a triangle which has height is equals to 6 and this length, this is going to be 3 plus 5, which is 8. So my area of this becomes half into base into height, which is nothing but 2 3s are 8 3s are 24. Now let us find out the area of this entire structure, which is PQBC. Now to find out the area of this structure, what we can simply do is we can subtract the area of this small triangle AQP from the triangle ABC. We would get this shaded portion as our area, right? So what we can write this down as area of triangle ABC subtracted by area of APQ. So from here we can get our answer. So let us put the values. 8 into 6 minus area of APQ. You can see that this length is 1, this entire length is 3, so our height becomes 2. And let us find out the Q point. What is our Q point going to be? Since y is equals to 1, it passes through the line y is equals to 1, so coordinate of y point is going to be 1. And what is my x coordinate going to be? Since it lies on this line, let us put y is equals to 1 here. We get x to be 4. So this is going to be 4, 1. That means this distance here is 4. So this becomes half into 2 into 4. So from here, what do we get our answer to be? 24 minus 4, which is 20. So our final answer, which is our probability, what does it turn out to be? 20 by 24, which is equal to 5 by 6. This is our answer. Again, I would tell you to practice this question once again. This is a good question. They've given us equations of straight lines, and from there we have to find out the area that has been bounded, and from there somehow we have to calculate the probability. So this required you knowing the concepts of straight line, area under the curve, and a little bit of probability as well. So another good question that was asked in JEE Mains. So apart from that, the chapter is completely over. We've done all the theory portion that was needed. We've practiced all the JEE Mains question. So I hope you all must have understood this chapter. And again, I'm repeating this thing again. It is very important for you to understand the Bayes theorem and the total probability theorem, because JEE asks questions from there only. And it is one more thing is recommended, that you try to solve the questions of probability with complete mind, because there might be a few things that you might miss, and because of that your answer might come out to be wrong. So try to do it with complete attention. Thank you.